Let me tell y'all something, right? I don't know about y'all. I'm done with the 90s, all right? We done with the 90s. I don't know about these guys right here. Me personally, I'm done with the 90s. So if you've been sleeping under a rock, it's a lot of controversy going on TikTok, Twitter, all that, right? These guys is fed up with the 90s, man. It all started from one simple video, right? Somebody saying Jordan don't got no left hand. Just showing low lights of Michael Jordan going to his
It's not low light. They showed the whole game.
The whole game, bro.
It's not even
the whole game. It started with Michael Jordan. Then we went on to Patrick Ewing. They was just going at Patrick Ewing, bro. They was going. Then they started going at Scotty. Then I'm like, yo, like these guys, like
John Stockton ones.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. It's crazy because, like you said, Kev, they're not going back and watching clips. These are full games. You would go. They would record it, right? You would see on the YouTube 2-hour games. They'd be 49 minutes into the game. Just seeing this, just picking out clips, bro. You got Jordan hitting the side of the backboard. If Russ was doing that, that would have been all over socials, bro. If Paul George did that, that would have been all over.
Can you imagine NBA Twitter in the 90s? Like,
oh my
these
God.
players have, they don't have the Michael
that they don't.
Bro, Dennis Rodman went to Vegas in the finals and ended up on TV like he was on some crazy stuff, bro. Let someone do that in the finals, like someone just like, yo, forget the finals, we go to Vegas.
They went to WWE.
WWE.
How we feel about
bro? What you think, bro?
I don't know. I just feel like that's a little unfair.
I think it's unfair.
It's unfair.
I think, first off, everyone, if you play basketball enough, you gonna hit the side of the backboard. You gonna miss.
You gonna do some dumb stuff.
Come on, Troy. Why are you trying to make it seem like you just watched the Clippers game yesterday? You don't see the same things.
So
what happens in today's game, our most skilled era? I just want to say, just before we even start, that happens all the time. Like, mistakes happen. This is still a make or miss league. Every shot doesn't go in.
So my clap back to that is right. LeBron been getting criticism from old heads for about 20-something years now, right? It's been 3 days since that whole Michael Jordan left hand stuff came out. Right. Old heads is defending him.
No.
They going at the younger generation, bro. What? We was going like this for LeBron for years, bro. Defending LeBron the old heads for years, bro. Old heads was even shitting on Kobe for a while. You know what I mean? Until he retired, then So what I'm saying is right now, bro. You gotta call a spade, bro. You was doing all that with LeBron, and you seeing LeBron in real time, and you still hating. We going back to clips. We gotta go back to clips, bro. They showing, Michael Jordan was still balling in the 2000s when he was 40. What do you think LeBron gonna do when he's 40, bro? He's already 39, and he's still cooking. I can only imagine when he reaches 40, he's still gonna get an extra step in him, bro. My whole thing is, bro, I'm just glad we finally having this conversation, bro, because we've been letting these old heads get away with a lot of stuff like in this era, bro. I'm like, let's keep it a beam. If we drop Kyrie Irving off in the 90s right now,
they're gonna think
they're gonna think he's one of the greatest players to ever play the game. But Michael Jordan probably wouldn't even be heard of if Kyrie played the 90s, bro. Let's keep it a beam. Steph Curry got dropped off in the 90s.
This is my
what we doing, bro?
Come on,
bro.
So, okay. Obviously, like, the social media and the things the way we judge now and talk about people, it's a little different now. I'm pretty sure people have been talking about Kobe, LeBron, yada, but they just like how they was talking about Jordan, Clyde, and whoever else back then, like, it just keeps going on like that. Yeah, my generation was better. We had hoopers, yada. That's probably going to happen 20 years. They're going to be saying Paul George is mid. Like, how are we supposed to go with that? You know what I'm saying? That sounds crazy. That sounds crazy right now.
They ain't dumb.
You know what I'm saying?
Times change.
But also, I feel like we can't just hold it against players who dominated the era.
You gotta play what's in front of you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Greatness is determined by what you did during your time.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? Jordan, the way he was so much better than most people, that's why you consider during the 90s, like, he dominated his era in terms of scoring and in terms of winning. Right. So you go to the 80s with Bird and Magic, they're the most recognizable people because they dominated the era in terms of acts individually and team success. That's just how it works.
So what I was gonna ask you is, why do you think we can't say the same thing for LeBron? When we talk old heads about, LeBron been dominant, LeBron dominates every aspect of the basketball game damn near, right? They always mention his losses. They always mention his finals. They always mention, he couldn't get it done earlier in his career like Mike did. They always mention he never had a crazy, dominant team. He had to make a super team to even compete for titles and stuff, right?
Well, I was gonna say, this is just in general. anything great isn't gonna be like talked about until after. Like this is anything.
That definitely.
Bro, like people wasn't putting Kobe in the top 5 debates until after he retired, or after he passed away. When Shaq was playing his last couple years, they wasn't saying, "Oh my God, Shaq was so much." Bro, like people get scrutinized when he play. Like when Kevin Durant, LeBron, Steph Curry, like finally retired, you're gonna see everybody giving them their flowers, which is a messed up thing. Even like, for example, someone like Dwayne Wade.
Yeah, for sure.
Like his last couple seasons, like people were disrespecting him. You can see someone like Rajon Rondo who's not playing right now, but we know like yo, when they was playing,
He was a bull.
It was nice.
yeah. So I just feel like that's just greatness overall. So right now, Brown probably is gonna get scrutinized, but once LeBron leave the league gonna look stuck.
They gonna miss him. They gonna miss him for sure.
They
You know what I mean?
for sure gonna miss him.
But what happened that? Oh my God.
But for the LeBron thing, I feel like, I mean, not to hold it against him, but the way he started was a little shaky. For his first 3 finals, he averaged, only 22 points per game. Like, it started off that way. We do gotta mention that.
Yeah.
I just feel like that's worth saying.
But Jordan didn't want to.
I'm not saying yeah, we can say.
So he was 28.
28.
But he was getting smacked by the Pistons in the first round. But another thing about that 90s conversation that really like sparked people's heads is when Allen Iverson hopped on the podcast and said, "I didn't have the left." So it was like he admitted it himself. He said,
I didn't know he said that.
"Bro," he said if you see an edit clip, I go left and I go back to my right. So it was like we clowned Jalen Brown. But hey,
So like, they're scoring 25 a night. I feel like, does that really?
It don't really matter. I mean,
it don't matter. But he said it himself. He didn't have the left.
Right.
But we know Allen Iverson is one of our most skilled players. So are we really gonna sit there and say that?
I'm not done with the 90s. I saw it. I think you got to put everything in context. It was looking bad when I was watching it. I said, babe, I watched the Utah game, the Bulls Utah game. I'm not gonna lie, the offense looked. It was really like one main scorer on every team.
I just don't know how you can go back and like watch that.
I'm in a story, so I like to go back and watch 80s game, 90s
I
game,
don't know how you can
2000s
do
game.
that.
I feel like this generation is more offensive weapons. We don't have like someone who's like the power forward is not the designated bruiser. Your job is just to get boards. Now, when you're a power forward, you have to
Space of floor.
space the floor, rebound, defend, a little bit of everything. You know what I mean? The centers, you can't just be a center that just. I mean, centers do just pick and roll, but a lot of centers you had to have a little three ball,
It's a little midi.
or a good post game.
So what I want to ask y'all is this same conversation that we having now, the same exact conversation. 20 years from now, imagine what people 20 years from now is going to be saying about the 2010s, or maybe even the 2020s, bro.
I feel like you can't say that though because like
You can't.
I feel like from like 2011 on, like this is the birth of what basketball is about to be.
Yeah, bro. Like
Everyone on the court kind of got to be able to.
Everyone has to be a weapon. I feel like when you look back, this is when people gonna look back. Like even look at like 05, 06, like you see Steve Nash and them. They still had players like when you see like the old Bulls teams, and you see Joe Kim Noah and Carlos Boozer in the paint. You're like, yo,
what am I watching?
what am I watching? Like he's not for it, but the way they got their buckets, how they got buckets. But you're not gonna look back at Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, LeBron James. Like you can't look back at 40,000 points and say, yo, what
What am I watching? Yeah, like it's kind of even getting ugly already. Like
But
this season.
we're setting records right now.
But just to counter, I feel like this era was like the most offensive era ever. I feel like everyone who played in this era, stats all gonna be not inflated, but like they're probably gonna be more than everybody. I'm talking specifically like from 20, like you said, 12 to like 2026. So I think soon the NBA is gonna do something to make the defense a little more prevalent. I feel like I heard that.
Yeah, we had that today.
So I feel like sooner than later, like people who just played during this era, like Russ, Harden, they're all gonna end top 20 in points, assists. Like they're gonna have the most records, unbreakable records. We're gonna say in 20 years.
And then they're gonna bring back the defense.
But I feel like Brown record definitely never gonna get broken, just because it's not the game not gonna be played the same.
And mind that he's cognizant. Like you gotta think, if Kareem knew in 20, 30 years or 40 years, there's gonna be a player that beat my record, he probably would have scored more.
He probably would have kept going.
LeBron probably knows, like, yo,
He
I'm not gonna stop.
to like 45.
Like, I'm gonna keep going because I'm gonna go until I can't stop. Because if I stop right now, somebody probably would keep up. You know, it look damn near impossible. The average to get 40K, you gotta be playing for at least 15, 20 years.
Yeah, bro.
At least 70-something games, averaging
So that's what I'm saying.
25.
That's never happening again.
We ain't never seen that.
It's
We
like,
was 60.
Not while we alive.
Yeah, you can't say that. Some always do.
Bro.
Just because of the, like I said, because of the way the defenses will be, and plus, no one. I mean, maybe someone will, but no one's matched it. Not the way they practice, but how you just condition your body and how you spend money in your body. No one's done what LeBron has done ever.
Yeah.
And it's still glory to God. Like I don't know
Yeah.
how he never got hurt. Not praying for that. But
So
I would say, I want to. Sorry, are you done with the 90s, or are you still rocking with them?
I'll kind of agree with what you and Rub said. I'm really not done,
Mm-hmm.
but like I feel like that's the you know how you said it's low lights.
Yeah.
You can do that for basically anyone.
Yeah,
I don't really think
sure.
that's fair to like just throw in the game and just show a bad game.
like
Like,
if we all go play files at LA Fitness, one of us hitting the backboard, bro.
We regular dudes. We talking about professional
We're
athletes.
gonna talk about.
I got one. When it's there, I got a little sniper.
So my thing with that though is like all right, like I'm gonna keep it a beam. Like, you know, we got Kobe, we got people that play like Kobe, like as in like Devin Booker. You know what I'm saying? We got people that play like MJ, low key, like Kawhi. I feel like Kawhi probably shapes MJ the most in this today's modern age of basketball. I'm not gonna lie, like people like to talk bad about DeMar DeRozan. People don't really consider DeMar DeRozan the real type of like player that's kind of like, you know, acclimated in the league. But it's all about that. I'm not going to sound like one of them dudes, but like when you really look at how DeMar DeRozan plays and you really look at his play style, you really look at
It's Jordan-like.
It's Jordan-like for sure, bro. You can look at Jordan highlights, right? And then you can look at a DeMar DeRozan highlight.
You might have DeMar DeRozan on a regular Thursday.
You know what I mean? So I don't know, but like I just think our game is more skilled, bro. I think it's
We know the difference is.
Am I hearing MJ DeRozan?
No. But I was gonna say the
Yeah.
difference is when DeMar does it, he's not dominating his league.
Right.
How when Jordan did it, no one could guard it. You knew what he was doing.
Right.
People could stop DeMar DeRozan. So
Yeah,
it's kind of like
to a certain
it's like you peaked right here because the talent was right here. DeMar DeRozan's like you're doing the same thing, but the talent is like way higher. You know what I mean?
Manfield was way past.
Yeah.
So
So
Yeah, I would say just one last thing to wrap this up. It's also like how you see a certain situation as well. Like people can put in the words like how they see this LeBron era, and it could be like I see it. I know I see it a little more differently than y'all too, but it's just gonna be remembered differently. Like y'all think he the GOAT. I personally don't think he's the GOAT.
I never say he was a GOAT. I don't do good. I don't do good.
I don't do that either, but
I
if I
don't do
did,
topic.
he personally would not be my GOAT. I personally see it a little more different than him. He says he didn't have help for a lot of the time. I'll say maybe a little something different. You know what I'm saying? He thinks some of his stats are better than what I personally think some of his stats are. But that's just how you gonna remember. Like,
Yeah.
so I definitely want to just mention that. So people in the '90s, I know it's people in the '90s who probably think LeBron is the GOAT.
Yeah.
Like who watched the '90s and stuff. So it's all about just personal preference.
Really,
What you
I was
say.
gonna say you're never gonna convince a Jordan fan that Bron to go. You're never gonna convince a Bron fan Jordan to go. So at this point, that's what I don't do.
LeBron fans with 7 rings. People going to still think Jordan is good.
Yeah.
So Pete, can we do a little round table and just ask, are we done with the 90s? Can we start with you? Like, are you done with the 90s?
No, I feel like you can't be like if you say you done with the '90s, that means you're building a house starting with the roof. Like that's the foundation.
Of today's-
Yeah, you can't. We don't have today while there.
I was saying half and half.
Half.
Because I see, for the people that pushing that agenda, I see what they're trying to say. I just don't think they're applying all the context because, like you said, every player makes mistakes. Like we're looking at low lights. We can look at low lights today. Players.
Bro, I'll pull up a
If you
JaVale
watch
McGee,
it,
low light
yeah,
shit.
let me pull up an NBA game.
I'm like, bro,
Like,
in 30 years, if someone pull up JaVale McGee, like, look at him, he's a 3-time champion, though.
Yeah.
And then throwing the ball off the backboard here in his head, like, we gonna look dumb.
Then again, I do feel like we said, the old head, they don't realize like
we got the
The players-
Nasus in this league.
No. Finassi is no Finassi slander. Just call him
It's the nasty.
Spin that.
I did that little sham guy.
What?
But no, bro.
Finassi slander is a joke.
The old heads, they keep neglecting, like, bro, today's players are better. Like, it comes with evolution,
It's
bro.
like, they should be happy because like they only better because y'all did it first.
I'm not saying-
and we took it
bro.
and evolved it. Someone's gonna come out, start dribbling up their head, and they're like, "Man, Kyrie's not the best dribbler." You know what I mean?
Bro, players today literally give 90s players and 2000 players they props. They just do, bro. It's the old heads that's making these arguments, bro. But no, I'm half and half, bro. I'm one foot out the door with the 90s, bro.
I'm not done with the 90s, the 80s, the 70s. I'm
I'm
not
before
Segregation,
bro,
talking segregation.
before Magic and Bird, I'm done with that. ABA,
So we done before 375, 79.
Till they show until I see the 100-point game, I'm done with everything before that.
Man.
I'm not even on that, bro.
Okay, I feel you, but I'm definitely not done with it.
Me personally, I'm done with the 90s. Like y'all said, it's based on preference. Me personally, I can't go back to a 90s game and watch a full game. I just can't do it. Me personally, like it's too like I'm so used to the fast ball movement that we see now. I'm so used to the talent that we see now. You know what I'm saying? Like if I go back to the 90s, I just look at Patrick like bro. I'm used to seeing big men shoot threes and do crossovers now. If I see Patrick Ewing do another back shot, like I'm a throw up, bro. I can't do it.
Let's be real though. Like during the 2000s, they played the same as the 90s. The defense was more like.
But it's hard losing up at the
2000s players ended up being like we ended up.
But in terms of having two bigs, having maybe one guard that
I'm not
maybe
gonna lie, I was watching
there was
some
still a lot
Patrick
of packed paints. Like I'm not gonna lie, you put some of these 90s players that was drafted in the 90s and the 80s in this era. I believe some of them will be able to go.
Like who though?
Kobe,
Right.
AI,
Right.
Mike.
Right.
But that you're doing sheer dominant players, which I believe. We're not taking. I'm gonna be honest with you, Scottie Pippen is not gonna be over a lot of people in this era.
Like who?
Like who? You over Wiggins?
Cause we not.
That's a low bar.
That's a bar.
That's how we got started. You
Is he over Jalen Brown?
No.
Scottie Pippen.
No.
Scottie Pippen in today's NBA. Is he better?
I watched Scottie Pippen. No. You know why? Because I watched Scottie Pippen because people try to say he's better for why, and I watched a lot of Scottie Pippen.
He's not better than Paul.
He's not
He's not better.
Absolutely not better.
Is he better than Paul George?
No.
Anthony Edwards?
No.
Hold on. But we gotta take into consideration their games will change as well in this league. Like we can't just say they got the same.
He'll be
I feel like he would be a crazy.
No.
He would be a crazy. He was the best defender back then. You don't think his game?
Bro,
he would get a little.
He was
more.
guarding Gary Payton who only averaged like 16 points a game.
He was
Bro, Gary Payton, bro.
I'm
I'm stopping Gary Payton, bro.
I'm not gonna give you that. I'm not gonna give you that because when the first prototype came in the 90s, Grant Hill.
Y'all couldn't do nothing.
Bro. They couldn't do nothing.
They couldn't do nothing, bro.
They couldn't do nothing with him, bro.
Scott Pippen was crazy defender.
Y'all no. So bucket getters can't score now. Like that's what I'm saying. The best defenders go on them players.
For sure,
They get
bro.
paid to try to stop these dudes.
But that's my problem
who
with
you
Scottie
see
Pippen,
stop Tatum getting his 25? Who you see stop and shake getting his 25? Who? What defender today? Like
He gotta be primed as a defender.
what defenders are gonna consistently stop our
Nobody.
guard? That's what I'm saying
But
though.
this is my problem though.
What's up?
Scottie Pippen was the best defender, right? If we say Mike is the greatest of all time, we can agree that he was the best scorer by a mile.
Right.
You had the best scorer on your team. So obviously, everybody else you're guarding is not averaging more than 17 points.
Right.
And let me get, they're not like, Tim Hardaway invented the crossover, and that was nothing crazy. So they wasn't really killing up the dribble.
Crazy.
No,
But
but
we still use
that was later 90s.
Bro, he's still not
So,
trying to
Scottie Pippen was in
He's
prime.
still not trying to get the eyes props, bro.
But who's you guarding?
Muggsy Bogues.
Scottie, bro, you guarding Gary Payton,
Bro,
Christian
that's
Brown.
another thing. That's another thing.
Right.
Michael Jordan making all
John
the
Starks.
teams 9 times, bro.
But wait,
Look,
Michael Jordan making all the defensive team 9 times is crazy.
They wasn't scoring for real.
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
He was
I really
solid.
don't. Was that?
He played good defense.
Who's he guarding?
But
Who's he guarding,
so
bro?
all right, all we gonna say is like who were they guarding?
Yes.
In the 90s, it was Michael Jordan and
I
then
feel
Big
like
Man.
that's not the argument.
The guard and the wing scores weren't crazy.
No,
for it's like, you know what I mean? Like,
No.
you wasn't guarding the Tatum. You're not guarding the Shea.
I feel like that's not a great argument because
That is a good argument.
because everyone else wasn't a great defender as well. So you got to give. I feel like we're not giving them props just to
He was
be
a good
limited. Like
enough
everyone
defender.
wasn't a good defender, as good of a defender as him. he was still making first teams. He was one of the first dudes getting 2 steals and a block.
But you gotta
like
think-
he
I gotta say
was the
Thomas
first
Bag.
one of
No,
the first
but
dudes who could guard the 1, 2, 3, and 4. Like you put him on.
But you gotta think in the
You're not
90s it was all
giving
ISO. It was all ISO. You couldn't really help like that off of
Yeah.
screen.
What's that? What's
Any
that?
athletic point guard would dominate in that, bro. If you put Russell Westbrook in that type of defense being played,
Yeah.
Bro.
30-point triple double all around. What are you talking about?
This
You know what I
thing in
mean?
this
Like,
era, like I'm saying,
He did, though, he
good
did
players,
play
good players is gonna do their thing. Like
But I'm saying
great
there wasn't-
defenders just try to make it hard.
there
That's
wasn't,
your
like,
job. Like
if
you're
Scott-
not gonna stop the best players though.
But I'm saying like there wasn't besides like big men were like the best scorers.
Yes.
Scotty wasn't guarding them like besides MJ, who was the craziest guard in the 90s?
Bro, I
You
feel like
want
it's
to
not
like
Line,
what's that?
Drexler, like,
Clyde Drexler? Nah. And what he averaged like 22?
right.
That's not crazy.
bro, we got
You
the
held the
league
18.
average scoring was also lower too.
He's
The league average score was also lower
They
too.
didn't have a bag that
We didn't even get the side.
They wasn't
He's on the
shooting
90
great.
I'm same with Jay. I'm 1 foot in, 1 foot off.
Okay.
I kind
No,
of
bro.
I can't watch another game.
I can't, bro.
Another thing is I can watch it. I love watching old basketball. I wanted to see like how did y'all get your shot off?
I see myself as an historian for sure.
Yeah, like I watch only because I had to defend Kawhi so many times with old heads that I was like, let me sit down, let me watch some of these games.
I just can't do it. Anything past 2000, I just can't do it, bro. Like the skill gap is just so crazy, bro. I just can't.
I got you.
I can't word it like that. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
How
yeah.
to see how
Yeah,
different
bro.
preferences.
I'm not done with
I wouldn't
90s though.
word it like that. Like,
Yeah.
the
I'm
skill gap was insane.
I'm wording like that because after 2000, that's when we really started getting some crazy
The scores,
bro.
yeah.
You know what
You
I
had
mean?
the
That's when we
AIs,
started
you had
getting
Kobe,
niggas
you had
down.
Ray Allen.
That's when we
90s,
started.
But they didn't start popping until like
Yeah,
2000.
they didn't start popping until then, bro. What other major score was really in the 90s like that other than Jordan, bro?
Kobe. Yeah.
That was like 97.
Kobe
98,
didn't-
though.
Kobe-
He ain't really started
Kobe
saying until like
2000.
2000, like two.
Oh, his third year. Well, first off, you mean the All-Star
Yeah.
game his second year.
He didn't play his
Yes,
first year.
and that's
Yeah,
he came out
Grant Hill.
just like Grandel.
Grant Hill was cooking.
I don't use the
Grant,
word,
bro.
bro. Most people I don't use
And
the
Grant Hill
word.
was cooking them, bro.
But
When they first dropped the
T-Mac was
prototype,
drafted in the
bro,
90s.
come on, bro.
Vince Carter was drafted in the 90s.
They didn't start- I think they didn't
They ain't start popping until like the 2000s, though, bro.
They played in multiple eras, so we can't really do that. They was getting their buckets.
What was
during
the-
90s
what was the
as
most
well.
dominant-
Like, you could,
What was the most
I guess
dominant
you
era
could-
Vince Carter was in?
2000 for sure.
What about Tracy McGrady?
2000.
Kobe.
That's what I'm saying. You could do that for players, but like
They don't
gotta
do it.
do that for LeBron.
No, he's
2010s.
he's
Like
saying that, like-
whatever he played in
Right.
the
He
league.
was dominant in
He dominated in 2000.
But 2010s is where he was
Is when he was
saying
dominated, but
He
like,
been saying like
I'm
Vince
saying
Vince
he
Carter
played
doesn't
more
represent
years.
Yeah, that's what I'm
If
saying.
he played more years in the 90s. So we saying
It's like
Scotty
how
could have
years,
guarded Grant. You think he would have been able to guard Vince? So if he would have averaged
Hell no.
20,
Hell
he would have been able to
Whoa,
average
whoa,
25.
Whoa.
That's what I'm
Not
saying.
Jack
If he played
Not
more
Jack
years,
He wasn't
than
even guarding
25.
Grant Hill. He can guard Vince Carter.
Grant Hill guarded Vince Carter. Grant Hill guarded Vince Carter.
I'm wrong. Yes.
No.
He what?
No,
That's crazy.
Come on, bro.
They was
Both
saying
great
they
players
was,
as my
Kobe
point.
was saying Vince Carter had it all.
Yeah.
Him and T-Mac had it all.
I mean, he obviously didn't show it. We seen
No,
T-Mac
I'm-
play on the
I'm
Kobe
not
level.
lying. Yeah, Vince Carter didn't have that mentality. I'm
He
honest.
had-
Vince
he had
Carter
the
had
talent.
no flaw in his game. He just didn't have the mentality to take over.
Oh yeah, Vince Carter was nice. But what I'm
Nice.
saying is, if he was drafted in '88, okay, his prime would have been in the '90s. Like it's
Probably
all about
would've
where
been
you
all
play
time.
more is. That's what I'm saying. So, but they was drafted in the '90s, so it was definitely like talent coming up. Like
You're right.